Yeah.
Suck it, IMDb.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. A top 5 film of all time.
Marty Supreme is a better film than Gladiator. Hello everybody and welcome back to Mate Night, where we use a machine to tell us how good a film is.
And now you can too.
You're hosted by myself, Jamie, and as always, I'm joined by the Serve, the Swerve, and the man with the nerve.
Ooh,
It's bread.
Love it, thank you. Back to bread as well. That's excellent. Serve, swerve, man with the nerve.
Man with the
Man
nerve.
holds his nerves. I was thinking ping-pong and
The witch is
prone
dead.
to saying shalom. Jewish New York film. It's bread.
It's bread. That's bread. Today's episode, if you haven't already guessed, we are diving into Josh Safdie's latest film, Marty Supreme.
Yes, the very same.
So, what I've got here, A24's biggest budget to date, and marks the return of Timothée Chalamet as a 1950s
Timothée.
ping-pong pro. It's been one of the most anticipated movies of the year, but was it actually worth the hype? It's time to find out.
Are we strapping in and strapping on?
We'll be starting today with our gut reaction scores and opinions before going into the Mate Night machine to find out the one true score.
The final score that we all can
the only
hang
score.
our hats on.
Okay, cool. So, strap in,
Strap on.
strap on, and let's get this show on the road.
Perfect. Could you tell that we changed the script, audience?
A24 have just released My Supreme, Fred. What did you think? 3, 2, 1.
8.9.
8.9!
Hey, is that the first? No, second.
What was the other one?
Was it-
No, let's not even.
12
Right,
Angry Men.
8.9 is like, for anyone who doesn't regularly check in, that's
Oh
a
my
very
word.
high score.
Incredibly high. So very high. And for me, I'll say this. I didn't see the best film of 2025 until January the 1st, 2026. I think it's better than one battle after another, better than anything I've watched this year.
Was it better than Wicked 2?
Better than, marginally better than Wicked 2.
Even.
Which some people in certain circles are calling Wicked Poo.
I don't think anyone's doing that.
Marty Supreme. Yeah, I mean, this was absolutely phenomenal for me.
Well, I literally, every single film that Timothée Chalamet releases, I love the guy so much.
The brother does not miss. And to be honest, I was actually taking a look as well at his performances up to the age of 30 in comparison to another actor who famously had like a great early 20s run. So Leo DiCaprio.
Okay.
I find them both very interestingly similar because personally, with both of them actually, I can see how good they are. But I do feel like how highly lauded they are doesn't really reflect my opinions. I think they are prone sometimes to not be like that great in it.
Yeah.
I've said before, June 2, love it. But I always find it sometimes a bit weird with Chalamet's delivery. I don't think he's the absolute best possible Paul Atreides in my mind.
Yeah.
However, this one right here, oh my God. It's same with Leo. Like certain films they do, they are unbelievable.
Some absolute bangers, both of them.
And their films, up to the age of 30, we can just run through some of Leo's. You got What's Eating Gilbert Grape, he was still a kid. Then he goes into Basketball Diaries, Romeo and Juliet, goes into Titanic. Then he's The Beach, obviously we were skipping a few duds, but The Beach he did, Gangs of New York, Catch Me If You Can, The Aviator, all by the time he's 30. And then you got Timothée Chalamet Bing Bong, and he was Interstellar, Call Me By Your Name, which he arguably should have won the Oscar for when he was like, how old was he then? Like 17. God. Lady Bird. The King, you like that one, don't you?
You didn't say June yet?
Yeah, Little Women, The French Dispatch, June Part 2, Wonka. He just isn't missing. Then, of course, you got the two which he's Oscar nominated for, Complete Unknown, and I don't think the noms are out, but he's probably front runner for this, Marty Supreme. That is a stellar lineup.
It might even be better. I don't know.
And in terms of him specifically as well, there's so much that you could pick out from the film. So I thought the tone, the atmosphere that Safdie created, how it was shot, the music, how it was costumed, all of it. I mean, I think though the standout is Chalamet for me. I genuinely thought he was just brilliant.
I think
thought
that
he
for
was
me, it's
superb.
like he's there with the writing. For me, like I don't think that it's perfect writing, but it's so goddamn exciting.
There were lines, there were like occasional lines that he delivered where I quite literally thought there is no actor alive that could have done that better.
Oh,
I was there
man.
just, I'm not saying like
And
the whole thing, but there were certain things where you were just like, it was just effortless. He was just he was just perfect for that character. It just like came out of him. I was like, you, as close as you can be to being, I almost felt like born to play a role. I thought he just embodied the character so expertly. It was a masterclass. I really thought it was exceptional.
Alone enough to get it into the eights. Well enough.
I mean, we're going to go into the machine and it's going to have high scores in like a lot of the kind of factors that contribute to the machine scoring. I think it's going to do very well in, because across the board, the film was so nicely done.
It was just beautiful.
It
was
picked
just so beautifully
tension.
made.
It was just, the characters were so interesting. The performances were all exceptional. And like the moral ambiguity. So this is something as well about the Safdie films. It's quite interesting. And it's really interesting because I feel uncomfortable morally with films that center around like real con men.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
People who were actually legit con men.
Like Wolf of Wall Street being the obvious one.
Wolf of Wall Street, the other big one that I've been watching recently is Catch Me If You Can, which actually, funnily enough, Leo's in. So that's based on a guy called Frank Abagnale.
Yep.
Both of those two in particular. Now, Marty Mauser, this is much more loosely based on it. It's based on a person.
Okay.
But I think a lot of the events are changed. So it's more of a character who's influenced by a person. Those two, though, specifically, they had such an influence on the content of the film.
Right.
Like we're talking, so Frank Abagnale, for instance, it gives a spotlight to him and all the things that he did. And it's a person who's effectively socially manipulated and abused systems of power in order to get a leg up on his fellow citizens. But it also lets them spin the narrative. So it's based on a book he wrote. And I've only found out recently that apparently almost everything he said was embellished beyond belief.
Yeah, of course.
So everything he said about, I actually faked being a pilot for like 3 years and was going around flying planes.
Oh my God.
I passed the bar in Louisiana. It's like, there's no record of all the things that he claimed that he did.
Right,
How insane is that? So I'm a bit cautious around
like
films like that.
Where it's like based on this person. And it's like...
But based on my understanding, this is kind of a bit further removed. So it's just a bad... I mean, what are your thoughts on him as a person? Let's say the character as a person. How did you feel about him?
I think that he created his own problems is one thing to some extent. I think that it was very cool watching, like... You know, you see like dedication in things, don't you?
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, they work really hard.
Yeah.
But his dedication was like bordering on psychotic, which was fascinating. But like, he was quite willing to like leave a path of destruction behind him wherever he fucking
I'm laughing
went.
because like he's such a piece of shit, but it lends itself to some of the absolute funniest lines in the whole thing.
100%.
When he's just like flat out telling someone, look, the difference between me and you is I have a purpose and you don't. And he just so
to a woman who got pregnant.
To a woman who got pregnant
And
who's
then told
denying
her,
it's his
bugger
kid.
off. No, there's a biological
Just go home.
impossibility.
And like even the way that she is so that her victim behavior.
Yeah.
Like sometimes he would do stuff that was entirely his fault and he'd get her in situation. Oh, sorry. I should probably like, we're kind of spoiling it a bit. So I'll hold back a bit here.
Okay.
But there's just certain ways like
He
the
manipulated her so
the
bad.
character is a piece of shit. I think it's fair to say that. And yet enthralling.
It's just so cool to watch.
Oh my God. Amazing.
And it's kind of, it's... Oh,
sorry.
that means we've got 1 minute left.
1 minute. The machine is calling. The machine calls.
Timothy was awesome. The character was awesome. Everything about it was awesome. I mean, okay, why not a 10, Fred?
We'll find a bit more about this in the plot, in the machine.
Oh.
But my issues were with the story that just squeezed it a bit below. So, yeah. And I've got to say, 8.9 is phenomenal. I had an amazing time.
Let me go here with the story comment. Is it a bit, not chaotic, but like chaotic to the point where some things were feeling maybe a little bit irrelevant to the plot?
That, in part, I also felt like the overarching message was hard for me to decipher. And because of that, some of the narrative decisions, as you say, made very little sense. Mm-hmm. And I want to say that I still enjoyed this film so well. But when you're talking about what makes a 9, a sublime film, it can't really have any even marginal weakness. So that's why it was so close to getting 9, but didn't quite cross.
Who are the only films that have beaten Marty Supreme for Fred on enjoyment? Are you ready? Princess Bride.
Yeah,
Dune Part 2.
Favorite film is Princess Bride.
Favorite film.
Dune Part 2. I stand by that.
Life is Beautiful.
Yeah, love that film.
The Thing.
Yeah.
Jaws.
Yeah.
And Chinatown.
I mean, amazing films.
And then Marty Supreme.
Yeah. I mean, we haven't done every film in existence, I got to say, but yeah, up to the ones
we've done enough.
55 or whatever. We've done enough to say, oh, this film was
to say
great.
with confidence.
With confidence, this film is a top 5 film of all time. That could be our hook.
Right, okay, so are we going to slip into the machine?
Yes, we've been called. We've heard the bongs, the bongs of the machine,
the undead machine.
And yeah, so this obviously, as curators of the machine, historically it's been kind of passed down through the generations, and for you now, we're going to open the doors, dust off a few wooden and soft foam paddle bats, use them as we
do questionable things with them with Kevin O'Leary,
come back with orange balls.
And a score that is most definitely the
right
correct score for this film.
Yeah.
Suck it, IMDb.
Yeah. Okay, perfect.
Throughout human history, review aggregators have tried and failed to determine a one true objective score for a film. IMDb, Letterboxd, Tomatoes. This was thought impossible until the fabled discovery of the Late Night Machine and its patented system, which made all other opinions redundant. In this podcast, we've been graciously granted access to the machine. Each week, we bring a new film and try and form our own opinions on it before sacrificing it to the machine. It gives us a true score, and we learn what our opinions really are. Welcome to Late Night. Plot. 8-minute timer. You gave us a teaser.
Yes.
What went on with the plot?
So I went 7 smooth. My big issue with the plot was I just couldn't understand what the overarching message was. Mm-hmm. Is it about his obsession and how that makes him a terrible person? But in which case, the U-turn, I guess, at the end, after he'd beaten... So he spoilers here. Yep. Once he finally beats Endo, then... Is that supposed to climax his life? And that's why he can now be a father. Mm-hmm. He goes through all of these things. He does such terrible things. The purpose of which... Is that what I'm missing? Is it about this obsession?
I said to Faye, it felt like there was character development off screen a little bit. Like there was a real change in what he wanted out of everything, and I didn't really know how we got to it exactly. The whole of the first 80% of the film, 70% of the film, he's like, I want to win a world championship, and I want the commercial success of that. I want to be big star. And then at some point around Kevin O'Leary spanking him, he then becomes, it's like, oh, now I just want to prove that I'm the best to myself, maybe?
Yeah. So I think that point of confusion is it's a bit hard to digest for me right now. And I will say that I do like that it's making me think about the motivations of the film. Like, why did Josh decide to do that? But I'm not currently comfortable saying I really liked it. It's more just made me confused. I don't think it's necessarily bad, but that's why I'm giving it a smooth 7, rather than I get your message.
It was
that's the
bloody
subjectivity
exciting.
there. Everything else, I mean, I've got some
so
great
exciting.
scores coming up here.
Yeah.
But for me, I'd go 7 is smooth for the plot.
I think that's fair enough. I think that they got a real banger, desperation, super exciting. I was really engaged, but like you, I was a little bit like confused maybe.
Yeah,
thematically.
I think it was the weakest element was just some of the thematic things. All right, but straight into character.
Oh, Mamma mia.
I mean, I've gone 9 is sublime.
Okay, let's hear it.
I thought that they were all just really amazing. I don't really have anything more to say on it.
All right, then stick a 10 on it.
Why not a 10? I suppose that would be the question. Why?
Well, you know what? If we're going to give
10?
it a 9, maybe we should talk about how great it is so that, we don't say 9 and then slag it off for the whole thing.
That's true. So, across the board, in terms of characters, we have Rockwell, we've got Marty Mauser, we've got Rachel, we've got Kay Stone, and then we've got Marty's family and his friends. I really love how they've gone for that Jewish New York family feel, and that comes across in the characters and the dialogue. It's so funny, it's so witty. The emotions and the motivations, I should say, of Marty, the obsession of Rachel, her kind of obsession with him, and still marrying someone else potentially because he couldn't give her what she needed. Kay, the aging Caucasian actress, who is kind of looking for that spark in her life again.
Yeah.
And Kevin O'Leary's character, Rockwell, who's just like business, and all's fair in business.
It was a bit, wasn't it? Yeah. It was so cool. They always have such larger than life characters.
I thought I thought their dynamics were just really interesting. I love how Chalamet, I love how Mouse is just kind of flitting between ruining people's lives whilst charming them.
And just in the most, it is charming. Oh my lord,
It
it's
is.
charming.
It's
It's the most charming thing I've ever seen.
It was when I was talking about being emotionally, I guess, morally conflicted earlier. It is a real conflict because all of these things are like, they shouldn't be being championed because this is a bad person.
Yeah.
But you find yourself rooting for this guy.
Man, so bad.
Yeah, he's so funny. He's so interesting. He's so magnetic.
To be honest, the characters in it are so big. To me, it feels like when you watch like a PTA film, right? You've got like one monolithic character. But I watched Uncut Gems the other day, and it felt similar, where it was like slightly squashed, but the size of the characters, it felt too big for the film in some ways.
Yeah, well, the only thing I can say is it's not a 10 because it just doesn't, it's not a 10. But maybe with posterity, looking back on this, I think some element of 10s, unless they blow you away, is you realise in hindsight how impactful that was. So for now, characters, I'd say 9.
Okay, cool. Dialogue.
9. Similar reasons.
You want to think about that?
Performance, 10. I'd say I go 9s for dialogue and character. They're just so excellent. But I think the just that extra bit of special sauce is the way that they are performed is just fantastic.
Oh, man, I love it.
It's just incredible. And particularly Chalamet. And I got to say, I am not like a Chalamet fanboy. I think he's good in some things.
I know you're not. You really are.
I think he's really good in some things, really fine in others. I think he's great and talented, but not to the level that he's been lauded. I thought he was decent in A Complete Unknown. This, I thought he was so amazing.
There's just like a charisma, a kind of confidence to the way he delivers everything. There's just, oh man, you feel it, you know.
You
you're saying like the characters are 9 because it's just not a 10. It's like there's a feeling.
It's just something about
feeling my appendix.
Genuinely, genuinely, it's just electric, isn't it? It's an electric film. And the second two categories, so visuals and sound, add to that kind of tension, that vibe. Did I tell you that I was the last ticket available in the cinema.
So was I.
Really?
And we
I
both
went on
got
day
8.9 on this.
Oh, mate, this is
What's going on?
This is arousing. But
Yeah.
it was a great experience. Just like wanted to watch this film.
Yeah.
Everyone's wanting to watch it.
Feels
as
a
well.
bit exclusive because you're running out of seats. You're like, oh my God.
The
I
only
almost
one
missed
in
out.
here. Oh man.
Wow. So visuals, sound.
Okay, so visuals and sound, direction.
Just created such an interesting universe the way he did it, didn't he? Right? Visuals and sound together. Like you say you're immersed into that kind of Jewish tight-knit family in New York. The visuals and the sound are a big part of like that immersion.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I've written down 9 and 9. So
Good, because I was thinking maybe 9 and 9.
yeah, okay. So I reckon we keep it at that, and that's just the way it rumbles.
Mate, you know what? And if this thing scores really, really, really high in the end, then
It's a fucking great film.
it's a great film.
All right, impact. I've gone with 8. I think that early to say.
It's very good. You know what? You're not one to give out a high impact score on a new film.
I think it will probably do very well at the Oscars, but it's hard for us because it's so early.
1 minute left.
Final moments. But I do think it's going to have one of the biggest legacies of the year, particularly as Chalamet's star is going to continue to rise. I think it'll be fondly looked back on as one of his greats. And I would imagine if he does win the Oscar, which right now I'd expect he's the front runner for, this will be looked back on as one of his greats.
Oh.
And he's really becoming the actor that's shaping this generation. I think it's fair to say at this point.
Big time. He's got the volume as well as the quality.
So with that in mind, I will say 8 for now, because I think I think it would be crazy to say 9 for me is the film, the standout film of the year.
Yeah.
And we're literally watching this the year after. So
And we still remember it.
I want to just hold it to an 8 for now.
Okay.
And potentially redux in 10 years when it's King Chalamet. I got thrown off my one of those.
We're back in the room.
Back in the room.
We've been to the
baby.
machine. The world awaits.
What do we know? What do we think? Who am I?
Everyone wonders whether this is a good film. That's why the masses have got here. Marty Supreme, out of 10. Fred, give me a guess. What do you reckon?
I think it might be a 9.01.
Okay. Marty Supreme. 8.76.
Oh, it was in the 8s. 8.76. I forgot about plot.
You know what? To get like
That's
above
crazy,
9,
though. That's such a high score.
it's a big, yeah.
Where are we putting
So
it?
that would place it ahead of, no, behind, we'll finish with that. Behind, immediately behind June Part 2.
Oof. That's how Chalamet gets
Chalamet.
up the ranks.
Then 12 Angry Men, Jaws, Alien Part 1, second watch, and The Godfather.
Oh my word.
And it is ahead of Marty Supreme is a better film than Gladiator,
Yeah.
than
stand
Team
by it.
America, than
Yeah.
Silence of the Lambs, Reservoir Dogs, and Boogie Nights.
Oof. Yes.
I
Say it with
stand
your
by
chest.
it. I stand by it.
So where does that what number are we on? Can you
That would make it
the
sixth greatest film of all time until further notice. Okay, Freddie, what have you got for me?
So I guess the other interesting thing coming out the back of this is the Safdie split
It is.
and the rivalry on the back of two films, the brothers, which worked together for a long period of time and have now split and both released separate films. So I guess what's your knowledge of the situation now?
I was aware that you were looking into this one, so I left it behind. I watched Uncut Gems the other day, which
Yes.
was both of them, and then I've watched this one and I was aware.
Anyway, I digress. So their working relationship up to this point, so they shared what they referred to as an authorial, I'll say that, authorial? I don't think that's a word, but it must be, unit. So they weren't like a split of duties. They're credited as co-writers, co-directors, but the consistent picture across profiles and collaborators is that they develop. So they develop their own styles, they refine and execute ideas. So the word on the street is it's creatively, they found that they both have their own voices, and they've come from this background of doing something that's pretty unheard of. It's not unheard of, but it's very rare to have like co-directors on a shoot. So basically, they have now decided that this creative divergence has meant that they no longer want to.
So was it
together.
like malicious at all?
That's what the publicly, no.
Okay.
Privately, a lot of rumors are that there is some level of feud. However, they have been seen. So I think that Benny went to the premiere of this. I think they both worked together on. There was like an Uncut Gems reunion, and Adam Sandler hosted it, or he put it together, and they both showed up to there. So publicly, they're all good.
Turning up places together.
Benny makes Benny makes The Smashing Machine. Josh makes Marty Supreme. Both came out this year. Both kind of interesting sports documentary. Well, sorry, biopics based on real people that are lesser known real characters. Very interesting. But they are also supposedly under the surface. There are rumblings that they did have a bit of a falling out as well.
Okay. Yeah, rumors are, they just will, whatever you would like someone to say, someone's bloody saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm of the opinion that it's all fucking horseshit and they're just fine.
I could totally see being in a position where you're like, you know what, I've got all these ideas, I'd really like to do my own movie
go our
next
own
year.
way. And then people are like, there's a problem here. They're going their own way.
Yeah.
I mean, all the evidence really suggests that there's no feud.
There's no feud
It's
whatsoever.
very much a kind of Chinese whisper situation here where someone says that, well, maybe there's a feud. There might be a feud.
I heard someone say there was a feud.
Whispers of a feud with no concrete evidence that I can find. I think that is, quite probably the fact that they just want to go and make films on
their own thing. Yeah, 100%. I can imagine it'd be really difficult, like sharing not just leadership of something that closely, but also like creatively. That'd be quite challenging to do.
Well, what's going to be really interesting now is the fact that they are, if they continue to do it separately for a while, if one ends up being better.
They are competing. One of them will end up better.
Well, the thing is that I think quite clearly, if you can say it, the winner of this round, in most people's opinions, will be Josh and Marty Supreme.
Yep.
Smashing Machine, I've looked at. I haven't watched it. Did you watch Smashing Machine?
I didn't. I've heard very good things about it.
Yes, so also supposed to be very good, but based on the reviews I've seen, it comes in maybe a step below.
Yeah.
What Marty Supreme has done in terms of just impact.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting if they both get their nominations, if it all goes to...
We'll see in like a couple of films' time.
Yeah.
I'll tell you another thing that's really common between the two of them is like interesting casting. You see the Rock doing like a real proper like performance in The Smashing Machine. You see Adam Sandler doing a kind of weirdly serious performance. What was the one with Heretic recently? These are A24 films, sorry, I'm thinking now.
Yeah, right.
But
Heretic, Hugh Grant
playing like a kind of horror, and then there's like even this. You got Tyler the Creator in there.
Yeah, I know. Well,
got
interestingly enough, Kevin O'Leary. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, and also I've got to say they're always really great,
Really well casted.
Like Kevin O'Leary in particular, I was so impressed with.
Avant-garde casting.
Kevin O'Leary is an entrepreneur. He's not even like a musician. He's like Tyler the Creator is great as well, but Kevin O'Leary is really great, and it's like, where did that come from?
How did they know?
I don't know. But what I will say is the Safdies, the film's pre-Good Time, which is the one with Robert Pattinson in it, were much smaller, like smaller name actors, independent films. Specifically, you know how New York focused they are. You get New York locals to be in their films. And so they still do this in this film. One really interesting character that is very much just in the background. He works at the table tennis arena, and he's kind of one of the helpers out there whenever Marty comes in. He's one of the guys he knows who runs the place. He is famously from a video of a homeless man with a golden voice. He's the golden voice homeless man. And this video must have been like 10, 15 years ago. Because I remember recognizing him. I was like, what the hell? It's him.
What?
He basically was recorded by a passerby, and he had a sign. He was like, I'm homeless, but I've got this amazing voice. I've got these skills as a voice actor. I think he maybe worked in local radio, or he's always wanted to. So if you want me to say anything, I'll say it. And so people would come over, and then they'd give him money, and he'd like speak in this like radio, deep radio voice, and it was really amazing.
Lord.
It got viral, and then he basically got off the streets because of it. Like he got work based on his skill. And last I saw it, like, changed his life, but this was years ago. I didn't know what he was up to.
And now he's
in this, and obviously still doing well, I hope. I think they litter locals, like local, I guess, New York celebrities.
Okay, yeah.
But funnily enough, the thing that changed it was Robert Pattinson was watching all these independent films, loved their work, and like explicitly wrote to them, said, "I want to be in one of your films.
That is so cool.
I want to be in a film of yours." Robert Pattinson went through this period before he kind of had his renaissance of doing loads of independent films and just being like, I don't want to do other stuff. I want to do like real artistic work.
Good for him, man.
And
that is the coolest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, and Robert Pattinson is really cool.
He is perfect, isn't he?
He's like had his early fame just for looks, and he was like always about the art. Like he used to kick up a fuss. He almost got kicked off of Twilight because he was like, people don't understand this character. I want to do this. And they went, you are about to get fired. This is a teen girl romantic thing about vampire. No one gives a fuck about your backstory and character development. And he almost got kicked off. He had to like, and then he did Twilight, became a megastar, and then just like fucked it all off and started doing like indie projects and like not being in big. He kind of wasted what could have been a massive rise because he didn't want it. Went off the grid, and now he's back. But he's like done all this really good. He's got so much respect behind his name, following his.
And he's so likable as well.
And he comes across as a really likable dude in interviews. Just comes across.
I feel like there's a bank of people beginning to grow where it's got like Matt Damon, Timothée Chalamet, Robert Pattinson, like those kind of actors where I'm like, I just like them and they do loads of bangers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's so true. There's you know what? It's a very exclusive club.
It is.
And those three.
Does Brad Pitt get in there?
I don't know.
He seems like too much of an obvious pick. But I do love him. Like, I think he's awesome. Like, he's just so cool.
Yeah, I don't think he's quite as likable. I think he's a bit too much of a.
He doesn't fit with the other three
too much
as
celebrity.
well.
Like Matt Damon's a proper celebrity, but also possibly the most likable guy.
They're kind of sweet likable, you know?
Just like a good bloke. Just a good salt of the earth person who happens to be a megastar.
And I'll tell you another guy who's like maybe one day could be there after watching Knives Out, Josh O'Connor.
Yeah, Josh O'Connor would definitely fit the bill. You know, I've got something off air to tell you about. He's from our neck of the woods, you know.
No.
Yeah. No.
How close?
As in, like, loose connections. I know some people who know him.
You are kidding me.
Yeah, crazy, right?
What?
I know. But anyway, for another time.
I guess we'll wrap it up there. But if I have one last comment to say about this film, I have thought a lot about that honey scene.
Oh, yeah.
That has really stuck with me.
Maybe it deserves another full episode on that whole honey scene. But it was a thing, wasn't it?
But we'll leave it there anyway.
Leave it there
so thanks
now.
so much for tuning in.
Thank you.
And we'll see you.